I'm not stopping until I'm really proud of myself, or I get to the other side, or another door opens up, right? Like, that's what I tell myself. That's what I tell my friends. That's what I'm telling you on here. Like, why not go for it? So if you're a guy in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and you've been feeling the itch to start a business, you absolutely should start that business. My name's Timmy Riggs, and I own Streaker's Window Cleaning and Riggs Christmas Lights. It sits under the same umbrella, and no, it's not like a merch company. This is just the uniforms we wear, and I wanted you to see them. And I want to talk a little bit about what it feels like to run my own business. I've been running my own business for 5.5 years now. I want to talk about where it's at, where I hope to be, and ultimately, like I said, why I think if you're a guy that's been hungry to build a business, to see what you got, to go out and hunt for your own food, then I would say you should go for it. We only got a finite amount of time in this life, and you only get one of them, so you might as well see what you're made of. Now, if you're somebody who loves your job, you like working at an office or working on the team that you're for, like, I'm for that. I'm not one of these guys that think everybody should quit and start their own business. I'm talking to the guy that's saying, man, for years I've had this dream or this thought of building a business, and I just gotta create the courage to go for it. Now, that's a really important piece of the puzzle, courage, right? Because often I remind people that to actually have courage, it's usually because we feel the opposite. So to be someone that does courageous things, it's because you put yourself in situations that are a little bit risky, a little bit scary, are moments that actually give you the opportunity to face them with courage. So courage isn't the absence of fear or taking risks or anything like that. It's actually the opposite. You only get to have courage when you step into those moments of a little bit of risk, a little bit of fear. What I came down to before I jumped to go full time with my business was worst case scenario. What is the worst case scenario if I fail at building my business? And ultimately it came down to, okay, I blast through all of our savings and I can't get any more jobs, I don't have any more leads, my business isn't growing, and I gotta lick my wounds and probably just go and find a job, or literally even in our scenario, I was lucky enough to know that I could call someone to just say, hey, can you cover our mortgage for a month, and I'll have a job by the end of the month, right? So that was my worst case scenario. And so sometimes it's recognizing, okay, worst case scenario is really not that bad, might be a little humiliating, but it's not the end of the world. And none of those things happened. And so I jumped and started building slowly, and here I am today, 5.5 years in. One of my favorite parts about running and owning my own business, absolutely, is the freedom. That's the goal that everybody wants. The idea of saying, hey, I'm in charge, I'm the boss, the buck stops with me. I have the freedom to design what my days look like. And that is absolutely true. I don't report to anybody, I don't take PTO. Most days, people don't know where I'm at, right? Other than my customers and my employees. Like, I do have freedom. But with freedom comes a lot of responsibility. In the very beginning, actually, that freedom kind of almost drowned me, because you go from being, like, my best analogy for it is like when you have a job, you're kind of like a suburban house dog where, like, you have your backyard, you have the house, you have your parameters, you know where to go, you know what you're supposed to do, right? When I jumped to full-time entrepreneurship, it was like I was a dog that was released on a ranch with no fences or anything, and it's like 2,000 acres. And that's really cool because you now have that space that you can go and adventure on, but at the same time, it's a little bit frightening because you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to stop. I don't know if I can find my way back home. Like, all my comfort zones are gone. But then once you get used to it and you start realizing, like, okay, like, I'm finding some good rhythms. I'm figuring out that this is what I should do on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Friday, right? Like, I'm figuring out systems for my freedom, and you create some structure for that freedom, you have a much better chance of succeeding. Otherwise, you're gonna jump, you're gonna have all this freedom, not take any action, and you are gonna find yourself in the worst case scenario. But that's not gonna be you, because you already are watching content on the things you start preparing for if you ever do make the jump. And one of them is, the freedom's great, but it comes with a lot of responsibility. But like, a couple things with that freedom is, A, I get to be creative, right? I get to make logos, I get to branch off my business to create different seasonal options. Like, I get to think of more opportunities on how to serve my customers, make more money, grow my team, right? And so that part is really fun. And sometimes you're gonna throw mud against the wall that doesn't stick, and you're like, okay, that was a bad idea, but it was my bad idea, and I was in charge. And sometimes you're gonna throw mud against the wall and it sticks, and you're like, sweet, I was right. And in those moments, you feel like the best entrepreneur ever, but trust me, they come up and down, right? So, beautiful part is you have the freedom, comes the responsibility. For me, I love that I get to be creative. I do also love the aspect of my schedule is completely mine. This year, I've gone on a couple vacations with family already. Literally this weekend, I'm leaving for a 5-day hike. That's really cool, right? And I've got my employee here to cover everything while I'm gone. And I've thrown some other adventures, and I have some side projects that I get to work on. And so I get to truly live out my passion. And so that is one thing I want to talk about, because if you're thinking about starting a business, what's the best business to start? Obviously, I have window cleaning, pressure washing, custom Christmas lights. You see a lot of that content on YouTube and stuff. But there are lots of businesses that you could start. And one question you might have is, I'm not passionate about window cleaning or pressure washing or a lot of different home service options that are easy to get into. And should I do those things, or should I chase my passion? So let me let you in on a little secret. I'm not passionate about window cleaning and pressure washing either. Maybe a little bit more about Christmas lights because I love Christmas. But that was a huge struggle that I had. I had to really overcome this block in my mind, because I was like, man, I'm gonna get pinned as the window cleaning guy. Even when it came to YouTube, I was nervous about building content around window cleaning, because I didn't want to just be the window cleaning guy. I've got a lot of layers to me, right? Like an onion. I've got a lot of different passions and things that I care about. It's not just window cleaning. And I realized along the way, and it's taken 5 years, that I don't have to be passionate about every task that my business requires, but I can be passionate about the build. And that gave me a lot of peace and a lot of excitement to know that I'm building something exciting. I'm not just a window cleaner. I'm not just a pressure washer. And if you just want to be that, that's fine too. But for me, I wanted to see it as I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a builder. And my timeline is gonna look different than everybody else's. And so for you, maybe you're a painter and you're a really good painter, but you can't make a living off of it. But and I'm talking like art painting. And so instead you're like, okay, I do kind of like landscaping too, and I like, putting flowers out and cleaning up garden beds or whatever. That's a tangible business that you can start literally this week. And that can fuel your opportunities to paint, right? Because now you can have more free time. Maybe you get done by noon with a $500 landscaping job. You can get back to your house and start painting, right? It's very like Gary Vee-ish in the sense of like, you don't gotta build a $1 billion company or a $100 million company, right? Like, really cool if you do. But if it's just like, man, I want to do the things I'm passionate about, that I care about, and yeah, I kind of like flowers and stuff, but that's not the thing, but it is a thing that can make me money. And while I'm there, I can talk to customers and maybe end up showing them, some of the paintings I've been painting, and who knows what it leads to. But my point is, you don't have to be passionate about every task. You just got to be passionate about the build. Because there's going to be a lot of days where you're not super excited about all the tasks you have to do. My sign's about to fall off. And the funny thing is, I actually find myself caring and being more passionate about window cleaning and pressure washing now than ever before. So you grow to have some passion around the business that you're running. Hey, a quick shout out to our sponsor today, which is Jobber. So I run a window cleaning, pressure washing business, and that's a home service business. And Jobber, in my opinion, is one of the best CRMs to use when it comes to running your home service business. For me, it is the customer relation management software that I use that runs the whole back end of my business. And so the biggest ways that I use it, and I'm still learning how to use it more, is that all of my clients, they fill out quote requests on there. In my website, there is a thing from Jobber that's put into my website that they can fill out a quote request. When they fill it out, it lets me know exactly what they want, what they're looking for. I'm able to call them immediately when I see it come through on my app and tell them that we can get a quote. I'm able to schedule that quote. I go do the quote, put all the numbers and everything in there, send it to the customer, and I have an extremely high close rate because they're able to see all the line items, and if they have any questions they can call me or they can make changes to it inside of the app. And so really grateful for it. Once they approve that quote, I'm able to schedule it and then assign which person is going to be cleaning it. And so a lot of times it's my employee Elijah, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's both of us. And so I'm able to put that in, schedule it, send email reminders to the team, but also it reminds the client that, hey, next week you've got a cleaning at this time. One day before you got a cleaning at this time. 1 hour before you got a cleaning. And then we're able to text through the app saying, hey, we're on our way. And after the cleaning, I then close the job and send them the invoice, and they're able to pay directly through the app. Literally just yesterday, a customer was like, hey, what's the best way to pay you? And I said, I'm going to send you a link and you are going to be able to pay right through it. They were like, oh, thank you so much. That's really easy. And I was like, I know, right? And so that's the best way to make sure you're getting payments. It's a question I get all the time from guys just starting out. But it's super clean, super professional, and I really advise you giving it a go. There's so many different ways that you can use this software. I get guys all the time giving it a try because if you hit the link in my description, you can try it free for 14 days. That's exactly what I did. After the 14th day, I was hooked, and then you get a discount for the next 3 months. And so give it a go. The link's in my description below. And then let me just talk to you philosophically about this idea of being a man who's saying, hey, I want to start a window cleaning business. And if you're a woman watching this, I'm sorry, but kind of my demographic, I'm speaking to men. And if you're in your 20s, 30s, even your 40s, and you're saying, man, like I've been putting this off for a while, I want to see what I got, I advise you, you need to do it. Even if you fail and it leads to a different door in your life, right now is the time. Don't put it off anymore. You don't want to live with the regret of like, man, I should have done this or that, right? Like, and I'm not saying you're going to quit your job and start a multi-million-dollar landscaping company or window cleaning company, right? Like, but you might go out, learn a few things about yourself, learn what you do like and don't like about business, and maybe create something that either you can sell or you can pivot from and start a different business, or you do start the $1 million business. Those are the options. Like, worst case scenario isn't even that bad. None of it works out. You got to go get another job. You got to call somebody to help them pay for rent for a little bit while you find another job. Like, it's just not a big deal. Life is not that scary and that serious, especially if you're blessed to live in an area where you can just go out and start a business, right? And so this is it. See what you're made of. Challenge yourself. Put yourself against the wall a little bit and say, man, like, I'm not stopping until I'm really proud of myself, or I get to the other side, or another door opens up, right? Like, that's what I tell myself. That's what I tell my friends. That's what I'm telling you on here. Like, why not go for it? Give it everything you got. See what it leads, which step leads in which direction, right? Like, if you wake up and you are good with people, you decide to work really hard and tell yourself you're not going to quit, you will win, whatever it is. So that's my belief. That's my, like, the heart of this whole thing is just like, start it. Start it. I have a lot of people that talk to me in real life or in the DMs or on here, whatever. They're like, I've been thinking about doing this for years. Yeah, don't tell me again. Talk to me in a couple weeks when you're like, hey, I went out and I talked to 100 people and I got 2 jobs and I'm stoked, right? Like, that's when I want to be like, let's go. And I will cheer you on so much. I promise you. You can go to my DMs. You can hit me in the comments if I've encouraged you ever, because like, that's what I'm all about. So with that said, as a man, go for it. Start the business. Also, work on getting physically healthy. Get other areas your life healthy, your relationships, your finances, your physical health, like your faith. That's all really important, and that's going to help you grow your business. Here's who shouldn't start a business. Someone that doesn't want to have down days, because you're emotionally going to have some down days. You're physically going to have some really hard days, right? Yesterday it was 100 degrees. I was dripping, and I'm only in the field like 25% of the time now, but I had to go out and I had to do this job, and I was sweaty and I was really hot and I was tired, and it's hard work, but by the end of it, like, it was a huge $1,800 job, and so was worth it in one day, right? And so if you don't want to have to work really, really hard, if you don't want to hold yourself responsible, be accountable for every single action that you take, if you don't want to have to face down days and figure out how to manage the really high days too, you probably shouldn't do this, right? If you don't want to have to balance the idea of like, man, I've got $5,000 in receivables out there that I haven't gotten yet, but I have to, do payroll and I have to pay for my own family stuff. Like, if you don't want to have to manage all that, which is fair, then you probably shouldn't do it. But if you're okay with saying, hey, you know what, I want to sacrifice now, whether it's 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 7 years, until one day I've got the machine built up, then you can go for it. But again, that's personal decision. It's totally up to you. And along the way, it's just like working out in the gym. Like, you don't really notice that you're getting better until you look back at 6 months, 1 year at a time, 2 years at a time. So you have to be patient. But that's the beautiful part about building a business, is if you are patient, the compound effect really starts to roll. You get to see a ton of benefits in your business from your hard work in the past. So I've got a lower end 6-figure window cleaning, pressure washing Christmas light business. I've done it for the last 5 years. I really feel like the last year I've started to feel some good momentum. I'm proud of my business. I'm excited about where it can go. And I've got a lot of things that I'm gonna be implementing in my business to get me where I wanna go. And so this year, bigger push in Christmas lights. Gonna start emailing my Christmas light customers in the next couple weeks. All my recurring ones are gonna get a discount if they allow us to install early around September. So that way October and November is 100% new customers. We'll get the cash influx from our recurring customers to allow us to start doing more ads, yard signs, door hangers, and then get out there and start installing new product throughout our city throughout October and November, and wanting to maintain the window cleaning side of it, because over the last few years it's been hard to manage both. This year I feel a little bit more prepared. I really need a second truck at some point, but I try to move at the speed of cash, get everything done right, and so that's where I'm at. So I'm excited about it. And by the way, also, like, if you just stumbled on my channel, I talk about other things too. This is my home gym. It's pretty cool. But also I get guys together here locally about once a month. We go for a run, we do a workout, we cold plunge, we sauna, we hang out, and we've been averaging like 25 dudes, so that's been really cool. I threw a major event in May. It was a 3-day camping event, a run-a-thon, where we just ran through the forest pretty much the whole weekend, had some devotional time around the fire, sauna, cold plunge, hot tub, and then this weekend I leave for a hike. So I'm living out my passions, and that's my whole point of this, is just get started, just do it. There's freedom in it, there's excitement in it, there's hard days, but it's worth it if you keep going uphill. So in the meantime, enjoy the here while you're working to get there.